Good evening, all. Thanks for those who are showing up in 15 minutes to start watching the feed. But for those watching on YouTube, we are starting now. I'm USA and Frank is USSR because I won the first best of three. So, without governments, we're going to open 442, not 542. That is fine and dandy. And we'll plug our cards in because our first hand is not great. Alright. So very low powered hand. Decol's almost certainly going to space this turn. What's our headline likely to be? We don't want a headline blockade because Warsaw Pact and nuclear test ban are no good. We really don't want to get purged. What a nightmare. Olympic Games is probably our headline here, which is a great start. I guess the other option actually is CIA, so we get perfect information on turn one. We get a threat out the deck, but at least we know what will happen. And if we get purged, we have to decide what we do about eventing decol or UN intervention blockade to get it out of the hand. This may be the best time to headline CIA. I love keeping CIA in the deck, but we're going to fall so far behind this turn. Otherwise, with an Olympic Games headline, and it's an op we can't really afford to lose. So I might headline CIA here. It's a rare occasion, but I think having complete information on turn one will do us good. So NASA to level up the Middle East, and we get to see the entire hand. De Gaulle, duck and cover. We're lucky he headlined NASA rather than De Gaulle, duck and cover, I guess, with Truman. US, Japan, Norwood. Okay. He's got a lot of things to do with that hand. And we can UN intervention blockade away and space decol to get it out of the hand. Shame he didn't headline Cambridge 5, would have whiffed. Okay, so he has Truman, he has duck and cover. US, Japan, he's got to go. Cambridge 5. Containment and NORAD. We can also hold on to blockade and blockade away decol AR6 if he events containment. If not, we hold. So without NATO, we go nuclear test ban, Warsaw Pact, Olympic Games, Romanian abdication. Don't really want to use Romanian abdication if we can avoid it. So where do we want to put our CIA op? With no access, we can take Thailand. And of course, we're kind of forcing him to play De Gaulle for ops because we've got complete information. We don't really want to coup with CIA because then he can just coup Iran to drop DEFCON all the way down. So I propose we put it into Malaysia. What's the worst case scenario? If we put it into Malaysia, he doesn't get a 4-op coup without giving up US, Japan. And on Italy's really gross, even though he's then got De Gaulle and I fight back. So I'm happy keeping DEFCON at 5 here. And I'm going to play an op into Malaysia. So I expect to see a De Gaulle coup on Iran, because I think he's going to want to be spacing NORAD, or a duck and cover coup on Iran, but he knows I'm going to coup right back. So now he has to decide how to manage the fact that I'm going to be doing all of these things. He's likely to be the one getting off to space first, lamentably. Unless I space decol and hold blockade through turn 2, which is a lot less appealing. I want to get containmented AR6 and go blockade decol. And if he doesn't contain AR6, I can space decol and hold blockade anyway. It's a bit gross that I'm going to have to event remaining application, but at least I'm going to do it before Independent Reds and after Warsaw Pact. So let's weather the storm. He is going for Iran, I suspect. Oh no, hello. Okay, so DEFCON's 4. We just play in with remaining abdication, and if he slams the China card in, we've got other options. And we still have access to Pakistan after coup and counter coup. Oh, I think Iran probably would have been better there. You get the good coup, you've got access to West Asia anyway. I don't like cooing non-battlegrounds when so many battlegrounds are open or contestable. And of course we need to be ready for... So he spaces away NORAD, which is fine. And he gets there. Shall we slam a load in Thailand and make him use the China card? We've still got a coup card if he coups on Iran. And we know he's got US-Japan, which he has to do something about. He may coup with US-Japan and hope to trade, but it may be underpowered. Let's force him to make the tough decision. I expect either a coup with US-Japan here hoping to trade, or a coup with the China card, giving up the China card because he's got a lot of US cards he doesn't like to play. So, straight coup on Iran is huge. We need a 5 or a 6 versus a 4, 5 or 6 in Egypt. So the question is, are we giving up West Asia for Egypt? I think the answer is yes, because now he's evented now, so he can't get back in. So let's hope for a nice high roll here. Great. So we're saying you can have Pakistan, India and North Korea. We'll have South Korea, Japan. Unless, of course, he now goes US, Japan 4 into South Korea. In which case we need to start the relentless march towards India through Laos and Burma. But with de Gaulle gone, that's one less threat to worry about right now. So we now have to use UN on blockade unless he events containment. So 1 in Pakistan? No, of course, 1 for Dom. That's fine. Yeah, okay, we'll take out Austria. We're going to take South Korea because it makes US, Japan virtually unplayable for him. And we know Korean War's not in his hand. So we're hoping to fade it, of course. It's certainly a gamble. So, you can't space US-Japan, having already spaced this turn. What do we like to do here? AR5. We'll play... Oh, no. Okay, we've got to... Actually, taking Lebanon has actually made my life rather difficult here. So we're going to put one in Egypt and hope to fade the coup. And now we're hoping AR6 will event containment so we can blockade away decol. Otherwise, we space it. If he plays neither from his hand, we have to space decol. But I suspect he'll AR6 containment here. Which means that we can put 2 into Egypt. But yes, the big thing for us next turn will be avoiding Korean War, which is a mega gamble on our part. I don't know why I'm co-opting the audience. It was entirely of my own making. Get some big gambles out the gate. So I expect to see containment here. I doubt he's going to give up the China card super quickly. And US, Japan, now South Korea's filled as a big gross. Great. Overprotect. Domination. So we blockade away decol. Put 2 into Libya to level up. Okay, that'll do for turn 1. All the scorers are still in the deck. We get Asia and Middle East. There is... Korean War is in my hand, so that's good. So we can ditch Asia for 0 and Middle East for 0. But we know that we are going to... So I think Middle East is the better scorer to ditch, because we know we're going to be able to fill up these non-battlegrounds or take Japan. So Asia shouldn't be dominated, whereas a good coup in the Middle East does dominate us. So I think we go Middle East, then Asia. If we get given up Japan, we can even event Formosa and push for domination. May get purged, because he may be holding defectors and purge this turn. If that happens, we have to readjust our priorities. And Korean War. So let's headline Middle East scoring for 0. Let's hope Europe scoring drops for 0 here. Ooh, socialist governments, nasty. So 2 out of West Germany and presumably pushing in there. At least DEFCON is not 5. So we'll need to do a bit of repairing on Europe. Oh, of course, if he's got Europe scoring, he can drop it for domination. So that's a nice headline for him, if holding Europe scoring. He's not. So he takes the Panama coup, and it's huge. We will see if we can sneak to India. Although that's an invitation for France. Feels gross to use a 4-op card so quickly. But we'll start filling up the non-battlegrounds. Make sure that neither card drops for a lot. We're trying to keep the score down here as much as anything. And obviously fade D-style. So we've got a space card in Korean War, and we just hold Arab-Israeli or play into Jordan to hope to to dodge the 6. So there's D-Star. Gross. Will he play into France? He will. So we begin the race in France, necessitating a 4-op card for him to take it. Oh, D-Star. Not nice. He's got US-Japan, but if he plays that here, he gives up domination and I drop Asia scoring for Dom, knowing there's time for me to take some non-battlegrounds. So we're hoping he's not holding Purge or Marshall Plan. Marshall Plan will immediately negate most of the hard work. So the question is, will he trade Asia Dom for France? We shall see. He's got Suez. So he's just ops racing. But with Suez, so we keep up with a 2-op card and we're starting to lose the race. Because now he can take it with Comic-Con 5-year plan Eastern Europe as well. So that's a bummer for us. Getting behind there. And with Truman gone. Okay, so we're still racing. We keep racing. So we're hoping for a misstep here. Do we get it? Or does he go India? Okay, so we go Arab-Israeli war and pray to avoid the 5-6. Good. We fade that. So yes, Japan's gone. Arab-Israeli out. His last AR6. We'll be dropping Asia scoring. So we're going to get behind in the France game. What's he ditching? Europe scoring. So he can get there. But he is sufficiently ahead. We drop Asia scoring for 0. So all the scorers are out. They come straight back. We can play Middle East scoring and dodge the worst of that. We've got De Gaulle. But we can't do a lot about it. I think we drop Middle East scoring for 0. And he has to choose between cooing and taking France unless he's got duck and cover. Because we've got Suez and De Gaulle. Oh, socialist governments will do it. But that was in the reshuffle, so it can't be helped. He's got captured Nazi, he's got Marshall Plan. He's got Indo-Pakistani War. And he's got Fidel. We've got Korea, Red Scare, East Europe and Comic-Con. Where are we at on the stream? The stream has been running for 4 minutes. Oh, yeah. Hello, Yuri. Hope you can hear me okay. Okay, so we re-add our discards. We've got Suez, NORAD, De Gaulle, Purge. Suez, De Gaulle, NORAD, Purge. Yep, and Middle East scoring. So they've got Indo-Pak, Marshall, Fidel, captured Nazi. So I think that as long as he doesn't have duck and cover or socialist governments, we've got a chance to either take a coup or fight for France. So let's drop Middle East scoring for 0. He's eventing Fidel, so he now has to choose between the coup and taking France, given how many targets he has around the map. So, he's at a cross in the roads. Fork in the roads. He's at a crossroads. What have we got? We've got... Okay, he's going for the coup. He cleans out but doesn't do quite enough. But special relationship doesn't trigger. We'll pour ops into France. And we'll start an ops war if we need to. He'll be reluctant to use Marshall Plan because I get an immediate op back. So it's the same as putting 3 in. But he's got nuclear test ban. So we will now go NORAD. And he goes Marshall Plan, but we then get to spread around influence to deny domination, hopefully for the majority of the game. Or he goes China card, which is, you know, for us in the moderate term, not a major problem. We'll be happy taking the China card off him. No, he's going Marshall Plan. Okay, so we spread our influence around to deny domination. And we hope to tear down this wall later in the match. I don't know. I might put one in Finland, as it's worth a VP. Because with NORAD just played bus, it's less gripping. We take Algeria. So we expect to see something go to space, followed by captured Nazi. We're going to have to event Korean War here, I think. Because we want to space De Gaulle or Suez and hold one of them. Just so that we don't get totally out of stride on France. What we'd really like to see is event Formosa resolution. And then we take Taiwan. Spreading influence around. That's to be expected. Alright. We're going to event Comic-Con. We're going to put Comic-Con into Taiwan. To make Korean War a 6 to trigger. And making Formosa unplayable for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna make sure we have enough battlegrounds. We've got 2 clean ops left to play this turn, unless we effectively give up on France for most of the game. We can tap it, obviously, AR6 and give him another dilemma, but there's so many cards that drop DEFCON to 2 in turn 4 that it's unlikely to kick off. So Massive overprotects on the big battlegrounds. We get another VP from defectors, which is never a bummer. Overprotect on Venezuela, so you're covering against Voice of America. Very good. So we're going to space De Gaulle here. We miss. Bummer. Is he going to hold captured Nazi, space something else, or is he going to try and do some damage somewhere? So he covers France, so we're now not tapping it. Let's event Korean War first. Oh, it's a 6. Ouch. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, well, these things happen. I set myself up for that trouble, so I've got to eat it. So what's going to happen? We're going to go into mid-war -5, which is about par score, but they're also very well developed in the New World, so I am behind on the board. And CIA's out the deck. So that's not great, but it is what it is. Let's progress to mid-war and see what is happening. Do we want to put one in Malaysia? I'm just thinking maybe we want to put one in Saharan states to push into Nigeria. Let's do that. So Asia scoring is currently at 2. We could gamble on headlining Missile Envy, which is not great. We've got Lone Gunman, so we'll be spacing one of Suez or South Africa this turn. We want to event our man in Tehran to see if we can pull out some scorers. So let's plug our hand in. Amit, John, Paul. South Africa, Cambridge 5. Missile Envy, because we need to watch out for duck and cover. Although, really, he needs to event We Will Bury You and he needs to hold duck and cover. So Missile Envy might not be a bad gamble. And Decal's in the deck, so he can obliterate Asia. So he could get a gamble off on Missile Envy, because we might be given flower power and get the initial coup. It's a high-risk, high-reward gamble. Let's go for it. You only live once, eh? It's good fun. Yeah, so he just goes with a sanguine off to space and on the 66% square. So we really want to see Muslim Rev or Flower Power here. Something like that would be absolutely delectable. Or even Bear Trap and trapping himself would be fine. Oh dear, NATO triggers. That's rather bland, but at least we're trading 4 ops for 2 ops, and Italy's now not brush warrable. Egypt? Oh no, Algeria. It whiffs. So we want to be eventing Emit, which means we make Yasuri. And we want to cover against Muslim Revolution. We also need to cover against Junta, don't we? Much more. Liberation Theology triggering right now is bad. So let's cover Mexico. I'm not sure that's best, but it's what I'm doing. So we want to get Asia off for -2, event Emit, Space Suez, hold lone gunman, try and do some sort of repairing to South African unrest if we can. We may wish to hold South African unrest, potentially. But eventing a MIT is paramount here, I think. Okay, so he's racing Africa. I think we event Asia scoring before it gets any worse. It's not going to get any better. Well, we may get asked not. So maybe we event emit first. Let's event emit while we've got Middle East presence. So let's see. Junta is neutral. Southeast Asia is good for us. Arms race is a classic mid-war card for USSR. So we'll get rid of that. I think we want to keep Junta in the deck because we fear not getting into South America in any sense. Yeah, Junta's a big old gamble, but we need to gamble in South America having not seen either scoring card. So we will pull Arms Race out the deck, keep all of the other ones in. Okay. Yep. That could prove a gamble. We have to play Asia scoring at some point because we have to be able to play the Cambridge 5. We definitely want to event John Paul because it's one of the 2 ways we'll get back into Europe. Yep. Okay, let's event John Paul. Let's start to build our hopeful late threats, assuming we can somehow dodge South America. I mean, we could be dealt asked not and be able to ditch South America that way, but it's just not looking great, is it? So they're off to the 2 VP square. Okay, South Africa's as bad as he's going to get. We're going to ditch Suez. NASA is not earning its stripes today. Oh, and that's... Oi, man, he's peaking as well. Damn and blast. VOA and grain gone, and he's peaking. Woof. Nasty. Asia goes for 2. We're going to be at -10 by the end of the turn, and South America would win it outright. Could be another quick game. The USSR Steamroller could get it all done. If it does go to game 3 on the face of it, USSR's the team to be, isn't it? Yep, so that's South America in the books. We're going to hope to get Southeast Asia scoring. It doesn't really matter, does it? Let's tap Cuba. Let's start making some inroads there as well. No scoring card AR7 from me. Your AR7. Please don't be South America scoring. It is not. We'll event South African unrest first, and if he plays 2 into Botswana, we tap Botswana to make sure Africa domination is not in the headline. Okay, so we're looking for turn 5, Ask Not, Lone Gunman, Quagmire, Central America scoring, Africa scoring, South America scoring. That's the dream deal. Okay, so that means we've got ops to play with. We'll tap Cuba again and make Central America 0. So we got junta and we got ABM, which is nice. So we've got a headline junta. Yeah. He knows we're going to headline junta, but he can't play a scoring card off the back of it. Europe scoring is going to drop for 1. What do we think? If we play there, we're looking for a 5 or a 6, but we are less likely to be realigned. And we've got ABM treaty. Big money. Boom! Oh, ouch. Straight back. Yep. Okay, so ABM treaty. Please be lucky again. Oh, not lucky enough. 1 pip, 2 unlucky. It's a bummer. Very fine margins in this game, though. Very fine margins. What do we roll? A 3. Not enough. Okay. We'll tap it again. We're going to use OPEC, because we're not going to be able to space it this turn anyway. And we are likely to lose the race here. So we can only hope that South America scoring is not in their hand this turn. I mean, all they need to do is play 1 into Colombia and 2 into Venezuela to leave me high and dry as well. So there's a lot they can do. Yeah, so he's just going to vastly overprotect. Yeah, and if he's got South America scoring, the game's up. So we'll play some puppet governments around the gaff, and if he's got it, and the jig is up. I strongly suspect that he has it, because giving up the China card like that's hard. Yep. Well, there we go. That is the way it goes. Can't be helped. Possibly could be helped. Feedback welcome. I'm not going to assume I played perfectly, even from the start of CIA. So, yeah. Youch. Well, thank you for watching. We might as well wrap that one up. 40 minutes again. A nice fast one. Feedback very welcome. Sure, I made some missteps along the way. You know, missed the chance to realign on South America, focusing elsewhere, etc., etc. So there are probably lots of pivot points we could talk about. So, yes, thank you for watching. And feedback welcome online. Good stuff. All right, until Saturday. Thanks again.